Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. And I know it's been a long time since I've done anything on this channel, but I hopefully will make more videos in the future. Well, now this video is about the upcoming Champions League quarterfinals and my predictions for them. Now, before I go any further, the usual YouTube thing, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And also, I did record this video like 2 times, once right after the draw, once after the first match day after those draws. But I felt like, nah, let's wait for the Champions League quarterfinals to actually begin. So I'm recording this right before the first Champions League fixtures are going to take place, like tonight for us. So yeah, that's when I'm doing this. Anyway, I'm going to stop wasting your time and let's get on with the predictions. So now the very first fixture is Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. Now, I have been very steadfast with my predictions, like across the 2 other iterations that I made. I didn't really change my prediction and I'm not going to change it here either. Now Arsenal, they're in a great run of form. Like, no one can doubt that. They went toe-to-toe against what is basically the best club in the world right now. As much as that sucks for football. But anyway, they went up against them, got a draw, didn't really play the best game, they didn't play their game. But hey, a draw is a draw. 1 point is 1 point. So, considering that, and considering the fact that Bayern just lost 2-0 to Dortmund, and then lost to Heidenheim, it should be a pretty cut and dry affair, right? Except for me, I don't think so. Like, yes, Arsenal right now are playing well. There is no doubt there. But also look at their last UCL fixture. And that brings up 2 points, 2 reasons why I think Bayern Munich will go through. Yeah, my prediction is that Bayern Munich will go through. The 2 reasons being, 1, Arsenal simply do not have that level of experience that Bayern Munich have. Like, if you consider the fact that Arsenal, just haven't played in Champions League that much, and also they haven't won a Champions League. So clearly Bayern know more about this competition than Arsenal does. But also, even more than that, Bayern Munich, time and time again makes these deep runs into the Champions League. Yes, this time they haven't been playing well. They obviously haven't been at their best. Currently, they have lost the league for all intents and purposes. Like, they are mathematically alive, but they are not going to win it. So, considering all of these factors, Bayern Munich haven't been playing well, but also they have that experience. And also, we saw the game against Porto. Arsenal simply did not play well. And even when they did play well, they were very much evenly matched against Porto. And even if Porto had won it in the penalties, you couldn't have said that Arsenal deserved it more than them. And if we move to Bayern Munich in their last fixture, we saw a bit of a stutter against Lazio in the first leg, but then they pretty much showed everyone why they are Bayern Munich in the second one. And moving to the second point now, Arsenal are in the middle of a title race. A title race, mind you, with Man City and Liverpool in it. They are a point apart. This year, Premier League actually has been really good. I have to say that. It's not like I can't be that biased against Premier League. So yeah, it has been really good. The title battle is actually going fairly well. And Arsenal have to focus on it because the one fixture they have in between the Champions League, quarterfinals, is a game against Aston Villa, who are right now 5th, but also very much in contention for those Champions League places. It's not like it's going to be a cakewalk for Arsenal. So, considering that, and the fact that Bayern basically have nothing to play for anymore because they have lost the league, they were terrible against Dortmund, they were even somehow worse against Heidenheim, and yeah, right now Bayern has more to play for, they have more experience. We saw Arsenal stutter in the round of 16 against Porto. For me, yeah, I think it is obvious that Bayern Munich will go through. Now, yeah, I might be wrong. Hell, I am probably wrong. But that's my pick for, this quarterfinal. Now, the next one is a very juicy fixture. And that is Manchester City versus Real Madrid. This somehow seems to happen every fucking season. And it's always an interesting game. And so, I am actually looking forward to this one. And this time, I think it's not going to be as one-sided as it was last season. Last season, Man City, especially in the second leg, completely outclassed Real Madrid. But I don't think that's going to happen this time around. Because Man City have their own injuries. And right now, Kyle Walker isn't playing. And Vinicius is probably licking his lips right now, thinking about that. And of course, it's not like Real Madrid don't have their injuries. They basically don't have a back line. Real Madrid don't have Courtois. It's not like Real Madrid are in the best shape ever. But all things considered, all things same, Man City right now aren't in the best of shape. And again, the same things that apply to Bayern Munich and Arsenal apply to Real Madrid and Man City. Like, yeah, Courtois might not be playing for Real Madrid, but Lunin is, and he has done a great job. A much better job than our second keeper. I'm a Barca fan, and I'll get to that later. And that means that Real Madrid right now is not in a title race. They have essentially won La Liga. Yeah, we are 7 points away. But let's be fucking honest, we are not going to catch up as Barca right now. It would mean that we have to win every single game, which, hello, we can't. And of course, Real Madrid would have to drop at least one other game other than the Clásico. Like, we have to win the Clásico as well. So, yeah, Barca ain't winning the league. So Real Madrid can sort of take their foot off the pedal a little bit. But Man City can't do that. Man City can't afford to do that because they are right in that title battle. So over the two legs, considering that this is Real Madrid we are talking about, considering the fact that I think this is going to be a very closely fought game, I think Real Madrid are going to go through. Because it's just in their DNA, right? We have seen this time and time again. Real Madrid, they might not be the best team on the pitch, but they somehow find a way to win. Especially if it's a close game. The only way really to beat Real Madrid is to completely outclass them on the pitch. Now, is Man City capable of doing that? Honestly, I don't think so. Considering the amount of talent that Real Madrid has right now, and considering the midfield that Real Madrid has right now, I don't think Man City is going to dominate the game anyway. So, yeah, it's going to be a very close game, and in close games, you really can't count against Real Madrid. So, that's my pick. It sucks, but yeah. Now, moving on to the third fixture, and for me, the most depressing fixture of the lot. It is PSG versus Barcelona. Now, how I wish that there would be some club who would just spank PSG. Just absolutely just take them to the cleaners. Because I fucking hate that club. I also hate Man City, by the way. It's not a PSG only thing. But I hate PSG. I do not like the way they conduct business, obviously. I feel like they are everything that is wrong with modern football. And don't get me wrong, it's not like Barca are the best club in the world regarding that aspect. We have done our own share of shit. But we are nowhere close to PSG when it comes to these shit. When you are a team with essentially an infinite money glitch and absolutely no accountability, and you still can't beat, teams in the Champions League, and you still haven't won a Champions League, I just have no respect for a team like that. Every time a talent joins PSG, it's a waste of a talent in the footballing world. The fact that Mbappe is still there in PSG is a goddamn shame. The fact that Luis Enrique, one of the best coaches in Barca's history, is now coaching PSG, it's a shame. So yeah, in my humble opinion, I think PSG is a joke of a club. But if PSG is the joke, we are the punchline, and I'll get to why. Barca, as I've said before, we are out of the title race because after the horrible month of January, we basically were out before the title race even began. We were never in it. The fact that we are even competing for the second place is a minor miracle. Now yes, Ter Stegen is back. We don't have to rely on Naki Peña anymore. Ter Stegen can actually make some saves for once. That's a great thing. Our defense is a lot better, especially after Cubarsi started playing, and the fact that Xavi actually managed to put Andreas Christensen in that sort of Busquets role. He's not a replacement for Busquets, but you get my point. After that, defensively, we have looked solid, and we haven't really dropped any points since then. Okay, we have dropped points, but we are still unbeaten, I think. So all of that considered, you would think that Barca would be challenging PSG, right? Except we absolutely won't. Because PSG have the one thing that we absolutely suck against, and that is pace. And they have it in boatloads. They have Mbappe, they have Dembele, they have Kolo Muani, they have Barcola. What the hell are we supposed to do against that? If any three of those start against Barca, we are going to get fucked in our backline because we usually play a very high line, and Araujo can cover a lot of ground, but it's not going to be enough against Mbappe. He is a really fast player. Dembele is a really fast player. Yes, Dembele blows hot and cold. We know all about it. But also the one thing that you cannot deny is that the guy has space and the guy can make those runs in behind. And as far as Barca is concerned, we are not clinical at all. Like, look at the game against Las Palmas that we just played. Like, if you look at the game against Atleti and you say that, yay, the Barca are doing well. Well, the Atleti thing, it's more of a... I really don't know how to say it, because it doesn't matter what kind of a form we are in, we always seem to do well against Atleti. And it's not like we are doing bad in the Champions League either, but in terms of, like, we played against Napoli, not a very impressive Napoli side, and we did manage to go 4-2 on aggregate. But with PSG, things are going to be very different. Like, yeah, I wouldn't say that they have the best defense or the best midfield, but the fact that they can basically score as many goals as they want against our backline, it's a big problem. It wouldn't even matter how many goals we can score, or if we actually do score those goals, because we will create chances, but our finishing is atrocious. And all of those factors combined, I think, does put me in favor of PSG here, as much as I hate it, because PSG is possibly the worst matchup for us. I mean, I would have taken Arsenal over PSG. Even in the form that Arsenal is in, I would have taken Arsenal over PSG. And well, yeah, it is how it is. So I think PSG will go through. Now we move on to Atleti versus Dortmund. And now let's talk first about Dortmund. Now, Dortmund, you would say on paper, hey, Dortmund just beat Bayern Munich. You know, the team that I'm hyping up and saying that would go up against Arsenal and win? They won against Bayern Munich. So then, why am I not confident about them? Well, you know, it is hard to be a Dortmund fan, and my heart goes out to every single Dortmund fan. I mean, can you imagine that after so many years, you actually beat Bayern Munich? For once, Bayern Munich are not winning the league. And neither are you. What is going on with Dortmund? What happened? Like, for once, Bayern Munich actually did slip up, and Dortmund weren't even close to capitalize on it. So, like, and even in their Champions League performance, they were not convincing. I think PSV actually should have gotten through over Dortmund. Like, yeah, Dortmund did get those 2 goals, but I just didn't think Dortmund deserved it at all. And I know football is not a game about who deserves it more. It's about who scores the most goals and who keeps the most goals out. And so Dortmund did win the tie, and so we have to respect them for that. But considering the fact that they're going up against Atletico Madrid, who, okay, they haven't been the best. They lost to Cadiz, they lost to us. Atleti haven't been at their best. But also, we know Atleti can put in those performances. As long as Griezmann is on the pitch, you know Atleti are a threat. You know Atleti can take the game in their own hands. And considering that Dortmund aren't that impressive, I do think Atleti will take the game in their hands. And so I do think Atleti will go through. So well, those are my predictions. And so do let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. What do you guys think about my predictions? We'll check back after the quarterfinals are over, because then we'll know more about, you know, who the semifinals are against. And I'll make a similar video about semifinals. And you can make fun of all my stupid quarterfinal predictions. So anyway, all that said, I will leave you guys in peace.